Hey everyone, it's me, Pastor and Bogat. Today I thought that I'd make this video because, it's so interesting that when we think about the occult, when we think about stuff that are to our growth, to our benefit, we really want to put our application of mind, heart, and soul into it. Like, for example, I think about the Necronomicon, and it's a really good fucking book. I was just reading it myself, and it really did open up my consciousness to Tamat and how other cultures look at the serpent, the devil, and how they apply it, even when it comes to Christianity, and how they see the devil, and they're just fucking, they just demonize it. So the Necronomicon by itself is a fucking really good book. I suggest those who really want to read it, pick it up. I mean, they tell you so much good shit about it and about the occult, and it's just fucking amazing, So pick that up. But I have like these little patches that I got from Killstar. It's pretty cool, They're really nice. I thought that, I would talk about our own noses. I thought that was like so fucking important because when I think about one's own noses, I think about how we have this paradigm that we all love to follow, even on the left-hand path, the occult, and it can be very convoluted. And what way? Well, it could be convoluted because it's like people feel that you're not satanic enough because you don't look this way, you don't act this way, or whatever have you. And I thought we would make this video about that, amongst random other stuff, but it's primarily about that because I really hate it when I go to like these forums and these people will sit there and try to tell you that this is what Satan is, and if you're not, then you're not a Satanist. That is like a logical, or should I say, that's an illogical argument. It's like what you call a fallacy. It's a no true Scotsman's fallacy. In other words, with that fallacy, if you apply it to what we're talking about, no true Scotsman or a no true Satanist, it's a fallacy because who are you to say that? Who are you to define who is a Satanist, or who are you to define what a true Scotsman is? Because they didn't drink their coffee with sugar or no sugar. That's stupid. That's why, don't get me wrong, when I wear like my occult stuff, don't think that you have to be, in the left-hand path or being a sorcerer and wear merch from Killstar, whatever have you. I just do it because I got the money now, and I got the time to go ahead and I can order these things. But that's not the only hope or the only salvation that makes me on the left-hand path or makes me a magician. That would be silly for anyone that says so. I mean, after all, fashion does say a lot about people, but that's as far as it goes. It's just aesthetics, But we also want to apply this in other areas in our life. Because if you have your own gnosis in the left-hand path, don't allow someone else to tell you that what you experience is only in your head alone. Because first of all, the rest of the world are very dismissive when it comes to dreams and imagination. When you use the word dreams and imaginations, or even say the word alien, they don't want to have no conversation because they think like you're fucking crazy. But that's exactly what you need to look at in order to decipher your own gnosis, or what the particular demon is, saying, and how they're able to communicate with you. Because after all, if you saw my other video that I made yesterday about charlatans and the occult, that's a good thing. Because I know that even on the left-hand path where we're at, you're going to have charlatans. Every organization, every institution has their fucking nutters, or their fucking crazies. We all have it. That right there goes to show that it is not, what is it called, confirmation bias. So in other words, I don't just listen to other occult magicians or witches. No, I look at people that are atheists, skeptics. Why? Because the point of that is that it builds up my skepticism. I mean, if there's anything that us Satanists or us occultists, those on the left-hand path, or whatever it is you want to call yourself, really value, it's being a skeptic. Because just because someone says it, or you say it, or we are of the same community in the occult, it doesn't make it right for you. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like if I were to do a star ruby ritual, and what ends up happening is that it doesn't work for you. You get what I'm trying to say? You would have been bent out of shape. You would have been outside of the fucking, community, because of all that emotional charged, ideas of what you had allowed yourself to feed on. You didn't leave yourself open to any other new ideas, but you allowed someone else indirectly get you out of the left-hand path. That's kind of fucked up. But like I say, all paths are true, all seers and prophets are true. So even if the person didn't leave, maybe they're supposed to be in the Abrahamic religion. Who knows? I mean, I came from Abrahamic religion, and here I am on the left-hand path. Right? Proves my point. But you know what else I've learned? I've learned that when you speak with demons, they have no reason to fucking lie to you. So therefore, when you have your own gnosis and you get in contact with demons, right? What I suggest is get with the particular demon that really, really wants to see you grow, no matter what. Like I have my guardian angel, Satan. Satan is my best guardian. I love all my demonic friends, even when they're not specifically my guardians. But I know when I summon all of the 72 Goretia, for all of them to be my friends personally, so that we can exchange knowledge and things of that nature. And what I mean by exchanging of knowledge, it's them giving me knowledge, not me like teaching them, but them giving me knowledge, them teaching me. That's what I should have said at first. I apologize, but that just goes to show that even when I looked at one of my patrons, Sorath, when he told me that it's results that matter, I have to tell you, with that gnosis by itself changed my fucking world, because what he was trying to say by that, by my life experiences, is that when you have these monumental absolute truths in your life, that's a fucking result. So in other words, I don't pay attention to if the person's wearing all black, they got stuff from Killstar, or they're arrogant, or they're male, they're female, tall, whatever. I don't care. If that person has fucking results, that's why the fuck they're talking. That's why they're on YouTube. After all, you have certain people that may be in charge. They may be presidents. They may be business owners. They may be these individuals that you don't even like. But you give them this one thing. They believe in what they say, and that's their reality. They're firm in it. And that just reinforces what I'm telling you. That you don't have to like a person. They got fucking results. They could be racist, they could be sexist, they could be homophobic, but if they get a rally behind them, they got fucking results. Now, either it's morally correct and things of that nature, Semitically correct. Now, you have to do that your own and try to see where you stand with that. But you see what I'm trying to say? Because the common denominator in all the things that I'm trying to say to you in this video is, if you really don't allow other people to tell you what a Satanist is, how you should do your own gnosis, you're going to miss out on so much. When I think about my own gnosis with Satan, and I was refuting with myself on if I'm going to say this, but I figure I say this now. One-on-one, mano to mano. What I'm saying is this. When I did a spell of prosperity some 5 years ago, and Satan told me that it takes about at least 5 years for something this big to take place. It never happened. When the 5 years was up, it never happened. Now, mind you, it's my own gnosis, so it doesn't really matter what people think or what they say when they see this video. It's my own gnosis. So, considering that that pact was hinged on me getting it and it didn't happen, do I leave the left-hand path? Do I blame the demon? What do you think my response was? Interestingly, I loved Satan even more. I mean, of course, to be realistic, I was angry, I thought he lied and things of that nature and blah, 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 because the opposite of what he said, well, didn't happen. So what ended up happening? Well, I saw myself looking at Satan in a different way. I said to myself, not only am I going to use this example to teach others because I learned from it, because it helps me to see that black magic could backfire on you. And it's how you respond to it. Not so much react, but to respond. And once you respond to it in such a way where it's like either you get it or you don't get it, but you love the occult, what ends up happening? Well, you end up still doing it because you love it. And that's where I'm at. I'm that type of person where I just love the occult. I love what I do. And my faith in what I do, my love in what I do is not hinged on millions of dollars. I love what I do. Period. Now, I could wait for the answer for Satan to be like, hey, you know, how come it didn't happen? Did I do something wrong on my part? Did you do something wrong on your part? Whatever the answer may be, I'm down for it. And I'm also, at the same time, saying to myself, I really don't care what the answer is, because honestly speaking, I love what I do so much. It's like when you're working and you hurt yourself either physically or emotionally, that person goes, oh, it's a job hazard or something like that. That's what I'm trying to say. I see it not working out as a job hazard. It comes, with it. I'm not going to sit there and complain and be sad and get on camera and talk about and cry about how bad Satan is because he lied to me, which he didn't. He just held back information. Is that mental gymnastics? No. Because even though the opposite happened, right, that's me not receiving what I asked for in that spell of prosperity, I still received so much more. Meaning, I've learned. Now, all those good things, I'm not going to say, because, again, it's my gnosis, and it's very personal. But at least I'm able to get on camera to say that. Because in my own gnosis, it doesn't matter what other person of the occult field says. I know in my own gnosis, sometimes when you ask for something, your desire is not correlated with it actually taking place, due to a fault of your own, due to whatever the variable may be. I just don't know it. I don't even care to even ask it. Why? Because I'm too busy, loving the occult. And if it happens, it happens. I'll leave it open. But at least I know I'm firm in my belief that I'm happy that it didn't work out, and I'm still able to continue doing what I do, because my whole entire emotions is not set and connected with it actually coming to reality. I mean, granted, it would be nice that it comes, but at least I know that I've learned that I could get on camera and teach people about their own gnosis. You see, and that's what it is. It's a unique learning experience. It's a journey that you're on between you and that particular demon. That's all it really is. And once you start to see it that way, then you take the bad with the good. It's like I said this in one of my other videos. Pain plus stimulus equals change. See, I'm chill right now, and I'm calm right now, and I love what I do, even though something went wrong. But I'm able not to look at it as it being completely failure or something completely wrong, but I'm able to grow from it, learn from it, and teach people like I'm doing now. And that's why I just felt that I should say this video, because friends, honestly, um, try to keep your emotions balanced. And what I mean by that is, don't put your emotions on such a high pedestal that when you are to a point where that's all you think about, and when it doesn't happen, you can only imagine the pain that you may go through when it doesn't happen. What if you didn't put that much emotion? It's cut in half or less than half, and you're like myself, you're like nonchalant about it, and if it doesn't happen, you're still fucking chewing bubblegum, and you're like, well, okay, whatever, you know? And that's good. You never want to be that person that takes it too seriously. Because you take that shit too seriously, you're going to find yourself out of the left-hand path. You're going to find yourself outside. And I'm pretty sure that those who understand will realize that if you look at it for what it is, and you really do love what you do, and I mean genuinely, that you are resonating with me and you're understanding that what I'm saying is actually facts. You know, it's not contingent on what other people say. Because if they're going to say, oh, you're just using your imagination, you're just dreaming. Well, so what if I am? Because the demons communicate with you that way. And that's how you do magic. Because magic starts within your mind first, your imagination, until it's filtered. It goes through a filter, and things are able to be moved around in this reality, this physical reality, in order for it to take place. That within itself is awesome. But a lot of people don't want to see things like that. One, they probably cut off from magic. Two, they're probably just upset that what they've done never worked out, so now they want to fucking critique you. Now you're getting, a bad day for it. But dude, guys, fans, don't worry about it. If you love what you do, continue doing it. Don't stop because of other people. Just do it. Hail Satan. See you guys next time. Love you all. Bye.